Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Genesis. I really wish I would know what I would say half the time when I'm doing this stuff, but I've been kind of busy doing some stuff a little bit in between episodes. Mainly, I got bored. I went and did a little bitty run around, just kind of check a couple of things out. I did not really dive very deep into any of the cities that are currently around us, but there was a couple of things that I did manage to acquire well, just by ducking my nose in and seeing like I said, you just kind of run by a building and you see a chest and you kind of break a piece of glass and pop the chest open that's sitting there. So I managed to get a hold of some pretty interesting stuff, or I should say pretty good stuff at this point. Let me think. I don't think there's anything else down here aside from that one, and then I have this battery that is slowly charging up our gear that we're using as far as stuff is concerned. I got a backpack. Found a backpack in the stuff that we've got, or in those chests, and it was on the ground floor, simple, easy. I also got this rage mind thing that says you take damage when you take damage from an entity. All the entities of the same type are marked, and then you deal 1.5% damage toward marked enemies. And then I got this thing, this God's Crown. It's 120% on top of all of our current stats, which means we now have like a million hearts, and we run or move really, really, really quickly. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I did kind of screw around again, like I said, and learned a lot about the interesting things that are going on. The world has got a subway system gridded out underneath all of pretty much everything, and there's a bit of it underneath the front end of our base. It's kind of interesting because it kind of stops in certain areas, but it's definitely around. Like there's a piece of it right there. Pretty much it's all over the place, and there's rails and powered rails and redstone torches and stuff everywhere. So now I can understand why they were talking about us needing to, or you being able to use rails and whatnot to do other stuff. So again, I didn't really do a lot other than I noticed a specific thing as well, kind of the other things that I was finding. That building that had the copper sides in it, they're all over the place too. And in those, there are chests that are reasonably, safe to look at. So I mean, like there was a bunch of them over here. I think, yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's just a whole bunch of them. So I just kind of wandered around. I didn't really dive into any of them very deep, mainly because of the fact that there are spawners, as we've already seen, in every single one of them with modified mobs that can absolutely wear your butt thin until there's nothing left of it. So this armor is really good. It protects you from death, which is very interesting, but like I said, at the cost of durability. As long as you've got this hazmat gear on, you're protected from death at the cost of durability. Now that I've got a lot of hearts, I'm not really worried about it, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. So I've also done a little bit of side questing, cleaning things up. We've got a bunch of little buttons to push, and I was just kind of looking through some of the areas as what we need to do. So as a dangerous path, I found an enchanting table. We found several enchanting tables. I actually found something that probably really is very expensive for us right now, is an entire block of lapis lazuli, because apparently the only way we're going to get this is through flowers. But yeah, we have a bunch of stuff. So we have flowers, plants, whatever. We've got some things. So I'm going to go ahead and check that. You're going to get me some shelves, XP levels, and any sufficiency. Okay, whatever that all means. We'll maybe mess with this stuff should I think I need to mess with this stuff. We'll get into this eventually. Right now, I'm just going to kind of do things because, in reality, the only thing I'd really want out of this is unbreaking and mending. That'd be it. That'd be all I'd care about this stuff right now, and maybe a little bit more protection. But really, I mean, it's good. Trying to make the durability go up on this stuff would be great. But again, it doesn't cost much to make now. I mean, like I think the hardest part is this thing, which I can make this all day long now. It's just we got to make glass, and glass is available. So that's not too terribly hard to do. Thermal extractions, I did find aluminum ore finally. They'll give us some aluminum ingots. We'll work on the IC2 mess that I was speaking of last time, because of the fact I think we're going to have to start caring about it a little bit, maybe soon-ish. I don't know. I've been working on doing a little bit more cooking and finding of things as well, so I need to do the map on this stuff and make this thing work. We're not really worried about them right now. We'll have stuff available for us later. Also completed this here, that was just go break a bunch of this stuff down and do some other things. We now have a couple of item transporters. What's the pain in the butt to make these things? Resource. Ender pearl. We can make a few ender pearls, I guess, if we have to. I cleared out all of these barrels on both sides over here and found a few more interesting things, mostly just a lot of seeds. And I've got some of this note the beetroots up here, the different colors of beetroots and the fact that they're in italics. This is important. We'll talk about that in a second. Did get a few more things, did get some stuff, plus, some more just random usable things to include some Enderman essence. I'm gonna hold off on using this. That is like, I think 8 ender pearls if I need them. So right now I'm not going to worry about it. Once again, we'll play with things as we need to go. Plus, a couple of gems and a few other things. I haven't moved this yet, mainly because I now can run fairly quickly, but I think the plan of action is going to be I'm going to wear out a bunch of pickaxes and axes and tear down these shelves on both sides here to include this structure in the middle of the room because it's annoying and, whatever. And this is going to be workshop base area. That gives us a lot of room over here to play with, a lot of room over here to play with. I did move my trees over, plus all of these things right here. I bet we'll never use them. I mean, just given the way this pack is going, I don't know. I have no idea. I bet we'll never use these. We'll probably tear them down and do something else with them. Who knows? We'll find out. But yeah, I think as I have time, I'm going to go ahead and rip everything out. I kind of cleaned this side out just so that I could have a place to do some things, but I've got to get this out of here, at least for those areas. Quartz, those quartz slabs are a pain in the butt to break because they're smooth quartz, so they've been processed slightly and they're harder than normal quartz. Normally, normal quartz just pops like crazy. The other thing I am doing, and we're doing it in there, we're doing a little bit more farming, is I went ahead and created some apple sprouts from Cyclic. If you take, where is it? Apple sprout, this right here. If you get 4 apples, you get 2 apple sprouts. Every time you harvest one of those apple sprouts, after it turns into a full apple, it will give you 3 apples back. So that means for 4 apples, you get 2 sprouts. You'll get 6 at the first time they grow, and then you can just keep multiplying that. The reason why I'm doing that is because melon slices and fruit salad. Now this right here, I think we're probably going to be living off of this for a little while, mainly because of the fact it gives us both hydration and a reasonable amount of food, plus the ability to have 5 seconds of regeneration. Sweet berries, this can be glowberries or sweet berries. This is apple. This is I should say melon slices, apple, and pumpkin. It's just a pain in the butt as far as the bowls and the pumpkin slice, because the pumpkin slice you have to do in the cutting board or the thing here, or when and if we ever get to the metal press, which I don't know how this is all going to work. We'll see. Again, I'm just playing the game. I'm not really concerned about trying to be exactly totally perfect as the way things are going or moving forward at a rapid pace. I will say, however, that this is starting to get a little tedious on my point, that some of this stuff, I don't mind the gardening. I don't mind this at all. I think it's kind of fun. These were a pain. And where did their crop sticks go? Okay, I was going to say, they're there still. All right. This stuff really is a pain. This stuff grows incredibly slow. So let's see. Are we good to go? Yes, sure. We'll go ahead and pick our redstone. I'm going to have to do some serious work with this stuff because it is seriously slow to grow, and I'm going to probably have to spend a fair amount of time. I know that we started from right here and then spread it this direction, and some of these got, like these 2 in the corner right here should be crossbred quite a ways, because theoretically they were bred from this one and this one, which was essentially what you do, or what I do with these now when I start to do this kind of stuff, is I'll start one right in the center and then I'll extend it down this line so that then we can extend it sideways both directions, and then this will be crossbred from here and here. This one will be crossbred, and then that way they basically, the ones on the outside edges will be crossbreeds of the ones through the center plus whatever got crossbred down through the sides over here. So theoretically this one should be better than this one, theoretically. However, I don't know. I'm not played with it in a long time. Things change. I did go ahead and test a couple of these here. We have wood going forever now, but again, you don't get apples off of this, and I wonder why. Why I don't have crop sticks right there. That's interesting. Oh, I know why. Because of this stuff. One thing that I am noticing about this as well, if you have a grass block take over a block of dirt, you lose the seed and the crop sticks on it. I lost a lot of my sugarcane because I didn't hoe all the dirt under the sugarcane, which means once that stuff all took over, theoretically, this is a block you can grow sugarcane on normally. But I don't think, I mean, maybe I'm stupid, I don't know. Um, I don't know whether or not this can be changed or whatever, but yeah, we'll have to kind of fiddle with that as we wander around. Also got some tea leaves. I decided I would grow them just to see what happens here. I mean, I think this is something we'll have to play with. Tea should allow us to make some more, cold teas, fruit teas, things teas, stuff like that. Like look at the hydration on that. That's just a bucket of water. Cold, that's a lot of hydration should we need it. I don't know how much of that I'll play with on, offline or online or whatever, but I do think there's some other things we need to do. Now, let's look at cuisine arts again. Chop Chop got the board. That'll give us some rice. That board, this cutting board, will allow you to do a lot of things as far as recipes are concerned. It's, a good way of getting the strip bark. I forget. There was something in here that's very, very, I think it's gravel. Gravel into flint is very good because when we do it right here, flint. If we do this on the cutting board, you place it down, you get the flint back every single time, which means gravel or flint, or I should say gravel, flint. You get the gravel back, which means flint is automatable and infinite eventually. So we'll play with that later on. But yeah, there's some other good things going on, plus some selective breeding. I wandered around in the nether and found breed Firu seeds, or the Firu seeds. The problem with these seeds, and I'm already starting to learn about this now, I was thinking we already had the copper, the malachite stuff here. The problem with this is apparently this, I can spread it and do this work with it and make it work, but in order for it to make the stuff that we need, in order for it to make copper, there has to be a copper block under it somewhere. So that's something that I didn't know about until I got to this point here, because they state right here, in order to fully grow, the plant will require a block of iron anywhere under its farmland up to 4 blocks. Now, and then again, right there it says, all metal and gem plants have this requirement, which means in order for that to make copper, we have to put a copper block underneath of it somewhere. So looking at some of these deals, we're going to have to start changing the way we do things. And I'm assuming, like I said, that's the reason why we're not seeing anything on these, is because of the fact there's not a copper block down here somewhere. We're going to work on doing some other things here very quickly before I start really playing with that. The metals, the irons, the metals specifically, there's enough of them in the nether that it doesn't bother me. And we're going to get a quarry fairly soon. So let's go ahead and kind of look at that. I'm going to go ahead and check these off supreme. Yeah, I don't want to worry about those right now. Fertilizer, overgrowth, restoring, and this. Thank you very much. Done. I wanted to kind of work this direction because of the, we're going to get another simulation going on in here fairly soon. So secret of the seeds. Beetroot seeds, if you notice the numbers or the things, how they've got different colors on these, I know this is a strange transmission, blah, 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 blah. Basically, what this is telling you to do is that you're going to be able to get another system disk thing here that if you can just work through the beetroots or find the beetroots, you should be able to move on to the next simulation, which the next simulation is going to be, I'm hoping, a better one of these. I'm hoping. Anyhow. So somehow I managed to go this way. I guess I cheated. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's just because I found it. But the seeds that you need, half of the seeds that you need are in the barrels in the vault. The other ones you have to grow yourself. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy on that point. And of course, enhanced farming. Go back to the simulation chamber. We're going to get a couple of things, new stuff. I don't know what all this is going to be, but we'll find out. So let's run over here, and okay, so yeah, they're going to give us a bunch of things. Let me reread this again. If I recall correctly, You add to my private lab as the soil, and it says the soil's ideal and conditions to make the plants grow much better. To that end, I've created a superior version of my farming situation, and now you're allowed to have it. P.S. I have created, just as I have created my own virtual environments, I encourage you to do the same. To that end, they're gonna give us 2 empty spatial cells in order to be able to build other simulations in. So that's pretty cool. Anyhow, let's put this in here, push the button, take this out, put it in here. I'm going to put you down here, and then do the thing. Advanced universal cable. Interesting. Okay. Let's go check this one out real quick, see what kind of things we're going to find. Oh boy. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. 100% better. What is this? Soul sand's under the water, so they put soul sand under these. LV flux converters. Oh! Uranium blocks, soul sand, ice. Yeah. There you go there. And crop library, waystone, bones, bone blocks, sparks. I was wondering if that's what they weren't using for those. Basic field expansion upgrade. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. That. Another right trap door. Oh. Oh, wow. That thing, that crown makes this so much nicer. So, everything in here has got that much soul sand underneath of it. It's got 4, which means, okay, so the metal seeds, we should be able to do some things with them. This is perfect. Thank you. Can I get out of here, please? Awesome. What's in here? Oh. Hey, a friend. Hello, friend. I do have a sword on me. Come here, friend. Hi. Don't screw up my flower or my farmlands. All right, nice. So that means we can grow all of that red wheat too, do whatever we need to do. Beautiful. That's dark glass. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. So yeah, now I can kind of somewhat grow things. Now I do believe we have a farm block or some kind of thing or oh. You know, we didn't get to use those last time. How much is a computer? Not much. How much is an advanced computer? Gold. Not much. I haven't used turtles in so long. We may have to look at that. That's cool. So the other thing that they keep giving us, and the other thing that I'm not doing, is they keep giving us the ability to do some stuff. So this right here, we can place this in here and then unhook this and leave it alone. The problem is, like I said, I'm not 100% certain whether these little buildings, these things like this, are chunk loaded or not. So it'll be something I'll have to play with off camera, offline, do some other things. But yes, this is very, very, very much needed. Very, very much welcomed. Thank you. Very industrial work table. What does this do? Oh. Can I pick this up without breaking it? Yep, there it goes. I knew that was coming. Dr. Thorne's journal. That was kind of expensive. Not really. Not really. I mean, that's a pain in the butt to craft, but again, I don't care. We're going to get the applied energistics eventually, and for what it's worth, these are all fun and fine and dandy, but you can do a lot of things with them. I'll probably try to recraft that offline. Don't really care, as always. So what else is in here? A journal. I do believe it's possible to tag this area for loading and leave a transmission device in so that plants can stay working always and allow you to enter and exit without suffering my fate. May Elyria be with you. Interesting. How in the world are you tagging the... Oh, really? I don't believe you. Yeah, it's chunk loaded right here. There's a cyan terracotta there. Oh. I had said I might be ripping this stuff out of here. This is power. That's blue eyes too. How in the world are they making that one happy? Okay, blue eyes. Blue eyes. Huh, okay. We'll go ahead and just cover this for right now. Not that we need to. Man, I'd really like this crate. Yeah, of course you're out of power, and you probably won't let me pick you up either. Yeah, 0% drop chance. Yep, I need to make the thing. That's where, that's the paint. That's the pain point right there. Okay. Anyhow, should be able to chunk load things, should be able to do stuff. That's interesting. So we'll have to, I wonder. Can I go real quick? I want something. Never mind me for a minute. I'm testing some things. Teleport is currently being moved or has gone missing. Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't feel that that was right. I'm going to have to figure out how to make that work. It's not chunk loaded right now, so it's not working. Does this work? Yes, it does. Just for now, you go to charging. Alrighty, so after reading a couple of things and figuring some things out, I didn't think it was possible for us to be able to chunk load this as long as it was there. But apparently, once we get to the ability to do it, we can craft one of these, and I think this goes in the actual dimension that will allow us to then keep it open. This is a long way away from us right now. Yeah, like I'm not even gonna, like, it might be quicker to build the actual thing. The pylons are, depending on how many, see, I'm assuming this is a max size, so if it's a max size, let's see, max size, read 48 by 48 by 48. It might be faster. It's only 3 anchors, but it's an awful... Well, it's 4 of these, which is 8 of those. Actually, no, it's more like 16 of those, which is an ungodly amount of pearls. None of the... for those of you that don't know how this works, in each corner, I could actually probably show you if I jump into spectator, but in each corner, either in the corners up here, so like here and that corner, or like here, the corners up top, you know, the ones we can't currently see, in these corners, I mean, I could probably dig it and find it. Let's see, is it going to be... I can't... No tool. Great. I don't even know if they'll let me break it then. We'll have to play with it. But in the corner, right behind here, right behind this area, either in the bottoms, the tops, or the sides, is a pylon that runs all the way up to the top, all the way up so that it covers all of the 48 blocks around the edge of this. And that's how you make it work. So whatever you put inside those pylons will be recorded into the drive. And you need a reasonable amount of power, which is why this is right here, to be able to mess with this thing. Can I break this? Probably not. So yeah, there's your power. That's going to run... Okay, so they did it where I thought they were going to do them. They did them along the bottom and the top. But yeah, those pylons right there. So you just make a bunch of these, right? And you just extend it out, 48 blocks both directions. So be a, little less than 2 stacks of these things, plus all of the other things that it takes in order to make it work. And then like that's going to go that way and power the rest of the system. There's another one of these creative cells sitting on the other end of this network. So if we wanted more, we could do more. That's going to be the fun thing about applied energistics in this pack, is the fact that once we get to that point, we have creative power forever. So we'll have fun playing with it. But that's how that all works. There's just the pylon on this side and then a pylon on the other back side that are connected with cable that shows you what's going on, which means theoretically, eventually, if we wanted to, we could make another one of these, and 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 hang them wherever we want to inside this system. The thing is, this one right here, this is the only space in the area where mobs are allowed in. As you notice, we keep getting mobs in here because of the fact that this area is allowing mobs to spawn in it, because that's how they designed it, so that this can be a royal pain in the tail. I don't know what we're going to do with that. I'm not really worried about it right now. What I might end up doing is just crunching this down a little smaller to make sure that it can't grow anything of a specific height, meaning I'll probably I'll take the lid off of this and make it too tall, just tall enough to keep certain things like Enderman and whatnot from spawning in there and running off with all of our stuff. But yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do with stuff like this outside of, you know, this. And they've already messed up the floor in here, and you know, that's just how it's going to work. We'll have to play with this as we get more time, and I would figure we can probably stop the spawning, because I don't think things can spawn on farmland, but they can spawn right here. Let's, for right now, make this safe. Thank you. And we'll put one of those right there, one of those right there, one of those right there, since they already screwed it up, and then we'll go out. I'll worry about that red wheat stuff later. Again, I'm not too terribly concerned with the way things are going. We're going to continue to kind of move forward and do some stuff. But we do have a better place to farm now, which is amazing. Let's look at a couple other things here real quick. Again, wow. Restoring fertilizer. After the soil's been decimated by overgrowth fertilizer, the only way to bring it back to is restoring. For these two fertilizers cannot be used on the soil at the same time, however. I'm not worried about it right now. Again. And yeah, microcrafting be gone. Oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't have broke that. I probably shouldn't have broken that. Again, don't really care. Go. Fine. We'll get there. We're fine. We're kind of all over the place. Once again, I've been kind of just spending a little bit of time just looking at various things and playing around, and I was hoping that we would get something like this. This is going to make our lives a heck of a lot easier to deal with stuff, to, you know, make things a little better. And we'll see how it goes. I need to, for certain, probably make sure that this stuff here is lit well enough that things don't spawn in the middle of it. And, you know, this dimension, you can get stuff to spawn in it, so you got to kind of be careful about stuff. I don't want things to grow. Oh, nice. They even made a full. Huh, cool. All right, cool. But everything underneath of these, this should be fun. I should be able to make this work reasonably well. Again, the only thing is I think the fix for us to be able to do anything with this is going to be where is it? It's either we use turtles, or I'm pretty sure there's an IC2 thing, farm station somewhere in here, or there is the one thing I didn't notice we had, not integrated dynamics, industrial. We have industrial foregoing, which means there should be a farm block in here somewhere. Plant gatherer, which in reality is just a pity machine frame and an electronic circuit. And then we have to make the range add-ons, which means we have to get into the dissolution chamber, which means I need diamonds. We are a ways away from diamonds, I think. Not 100% certain. I don't know. Again, I'm just kind of playing, just trying to figure out how this is all going to work out, not really trying to rush it. I guess you put that up there on the wall, and then it'll look nicer on the wall. And we'll put one right there just to make sure nothing can spawn in here. But again, I'm just trying to play the pack as intended, and this was something that I was working to try to get towards because of the fact that this will allow us to grow some of the stuff we need a lot faster. And again, I need to kind of chop all this stuff out and figure things out. I was looking at moving towards, where are we here? Synthetic acquisitions, where is this? Biotechnology. I was actually looking at jumping into Botania, or at least looking at jumping into Botania. This is going to be something that I think I'm going to have to sit down and actually plan. Looking at the way this all goes, because of how this is going to work, they're going to make us work towards getting some things. So it might still be that I need to be looking at this. Diamonds, under pressure tab. Yeah, they're going to want us to build diamonds that way, which I'm not quite ready to do that check mark yet. I'm leaving this alone so that I know what's going on. I'm going to have to, is that what I think it's going to be? Tiny laser assembly multi-block. You want to make sure you progress your industrial craft infrastructure to the point where you'll be able to make power and modular trap. Yeah, I was figuring very soon what we're going to need to start worrying about is getting into where we were at last time, which is going to be bootstrapping tech, getting into this chapter and starting to work on making stuff in here so that we can actually, make things. I think probably our next step is going to be digging into this, which means we're going to have to dig into better power production. We haven't touched this stuff at all, and I'm going to have to try to figure out what I need to do. This might be a kind of a just whatever all over the place episode because I'm not really exactly certain where I want to go with the pack right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it right there. Probably going to be short given the amount of time I've been umming and on and looking at some things. And I'm going to have to sit down and read. I'm probably going to have to do a lot of farming in between episodes, sit down and read and do a few things, understand where they want me to go, because right now that was a big deal. This room right here is a big deal. I'll go ahead and get a lot of our stuff set up so that we have a lot of room for various things. I don't know how much more fun we're going to have to play with as far as things go, but I will start, I guess, automating iron, copper, and some of the other little things just because that's the stuff that we're going to need. The redstone is going to have to get put in there for certain because that stuff is such a pain in the butt. And again, if I have to go in there every single time, I'll just wipe this out. I'll just put some dirt down here and just not worry about it. I don't know why they did what they did in here, but again, no big deal. Anyhow, I think I'll call it there, guys. I know it's kind of whatever. Hopefully we'll come up with something better next time because it's definitely a pack that's going to require some thought and planning, I think, and it's starting to show that. So until then, I will see you all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.